Alright guys, what's happening? It's the morning after. I got the fender knocked down there with some 80 grit file board, you know, got it looking pretty good. I ran over it with the DA, smoothed it down a little bit, and now we're going to put a wipe of the polyester putty. We'll wipe the whole entire thing, and we'll block that with 180, and we should be able to go from the polyester right to the primer. We got a few high spots, a few low spots, but I'm hoping that it'll level out with the polyester. You know, it doesn't have to be completely perfect, but it's a lot of Bondo for sure. So the Fender was really rough, but it's what I got. It's what I got to use, and you know, the Fenders that I found weren't any better than what I had, so we'll just go with this. I'll make some polyester putty up, and this stuff gets thicker as it gets colder. It's definitely feeling a little snappy in the air today. Somebody asked me about all metal, or there was another product that I wasn't familiar with, silver something, but maybe it was silver solder, I don't know. But I did see a guy, one of the body shop guys in the garage, that actually solders holes up and stuff, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about. But all metal is pretty good. The only problem with it is you want to buy it in quarts, because if you get a gallon of it, usually it goes bad. Usually when we sell it, that's the problem with it. It takes a MEK hardener, which is a liquid hardener, like a fiberglass resin hardener, and it's sort of yellow in color. And out of all the people that Andrea sells painting to out here, we have one customer that uses it pretty religiously. And the only other time I've ever seen it in play was back in the old days. My stepfather used to use it on all the Model A frames. You know, the frames would get pitted, you know, after you get them sandblasted or wire wheeled down, however we used to do it back then. And we'd take that all metal stuff and give it a wipe, smooth the frame out, and then we'd you know, put some single stage black over it. And they look like new money for sure. So it's a good product. It just it does get hard if you let it sit on the shelf, and that might just be in this climate too. You know, we got a lot of moisture down here, and moisture is the worst enemy of this stuff. So this stuff's probably cold. We'll try to meet it the best we can there, you know. And I just take the cap off. I try not to squeeze it out of the little hole, because we're going to be using a lot of this, so it's going to get sloppy. So let me grab some gloves real quick now that I have some. Alrighty, so there we go. I don't like a Bondo on the hands. It's worse than paint for me, because it rips the skin off when it comes off usually. So I'm going to put some gloves on. Yeah, got some spreaders. So we got some new spreaders to work with here. That's always good. Hopefully the stuff's nice and mixed up. Squeeze some of this out. I love this stuff. I use this like a primer coat, you know. This isn't for filling dents necessarily. A lot of guys use it to fill scratches or cap off the cheaper Bondo. I used to work at a shop that likes this for the first coat of the primer, basically, is what they considered it, you know. They'd like you to wipe your repair area with the putty coat, or the, you know, spot putty, or the, you know, whatever you want to call it, polyester putty, and wipe the entire Bondo repair and the edge and all that stuff. And that's how they like to see the repair. So this won't be enough, I'm sure. I'll go ahead and mix a little more up. It's better to have a little extra than not enough. It's a big Fender. It's a big Fender, man. This might seem like a lot of Bondo to you guys, but it is what it is, you know. It's a 1969 Fender that's not very straight. And best way I find is just to give it a complete white, man. Block it until it's one big Bondo big, you know. It's gonna be thin, it won't be real thick. Some places might be thick, you know. Some pieces won't be too bad though. Alright, see, I got a cut on my hand and I could feel that shit going right through that glove. Sometimes those gloves don't work so well. I don't know. Different brands, I guess. These are just the basic white latex. Alright, so we got our Bondo board, and we'll introduce our hardener into the putty. Get this stuff moving here. Make sure you get it all mixed up really good. This is the, probably the last stuff before the primer, so. We'll mix it up with this spreader, and then we'll swap out to a new spreader to put it on with. Just in case there's a little unmixed on the spreader. It's a little cool today, so hopefully I can get this stuff spread out, you know. It's usually in Florida, it's so hot, you know, you can't get stuff applied. Alrighty. Party began. So you're just trying to force this stuff down, you know, and cover all the pinholes and, you know, whatever. There's not a lot of pinholes. I'm using this for like primer, for like a guide cut, like I said. Okay, try to wipe this back down. I'll probably have to wipe this one more time. So sort of so there we go. She's all wiped down. We'll block that up and see where we're at. So it looks pretty straight though, not too bad. So it's just a thin coat, you know, almost like a primer coat, you know. It's just pretty shiny, you know, lays out like self-leveling. We'll let that set up, come out and hit that with some 180 and wipe it one more time. I'll have to mix up a little more. It'll be much smoother next time though. We went over 80 grit scratch that time. Next time we'll be going over 180. And man, maybe some primer tonight on that one and get the other one off the car. I got some hardener today down at the warehouse to do my firewall and my frame, my subframe. This frame's connected to the back half of the car. A lot of these are lum bolt. This one's welded, so it's got weld-in frame connectors under the car and the aluminum bushings. So we'll do the best we can with it. We'll go gloss black with you know what you can see, and the firewall of course, and then probably under the car. I initially wanted to go with the bed liner, but we might have to go with some 3M Rocker Schultz undercoating just because of budget. But this stuff's not bad, you know. It'll still look pretty nice under there, and the main object here is to get it running and driving, you know, make it a car, and then we can work on it from there. So yeah, I'm gonna get Hans inside here and get him to pull a few items out of here and clean this up and all that good stuff. And then I wanted to thank Sidell. He gave me some really good advice about the brake situation, and that was always the issue with the small block. You know, the cam was it was over 250 at 50 thousandths lift, you know, and the problem with having that much duration is you don't have any manifold vacuum, so it never did really have power brakes anyway. So I'd like to just eliminate that. And Sidell, he gave me a good list of master cylinders that would maybe bolt up there and replace the power brake setup. So that's what I was looking for, you know, and that's the best way for me. You know, I don't really need power brakes. Like I said, I don't think it's ever had power brakes. You know, you could put it in neutral and slow down that way. You rev the motor up and get a little vacuum, but that cam used to soak up all the vacuum. The big block will be much milder, of course, but I don't know if I really need the power brakes. You know, I got disc brakes on the front, so it did stop pretty good. But anyway, we'll cross that road when we get to it. I'm thinking about taking that off to paint all that, but I might not. You know, I might just paint all that, leave it on there in case I have to use it. You know, it's on there, and it's one less thing to do. Of course, I'll have to buy new brake lines. I've got the original Delco Marine front disc brakes, the calipers. They actually say Delco Marine, which is pretty rare. That was the SS deal. And they're floating around here with new pads. They've been rebuilt. Hopefully they're still good. You know, they haven't had any fluid on them for a while. So I got some new bushings for the control arms. And we'll have to mess with those. These have been all the straight, or the little, I don't know what you call them, you know, where they're cut so they have a little resistance. They've all been smoothed down so the control arms travel real free. So I don't know if we'll go through all that and sand all that, or we'll just push them in there stock and go with that, because the big block's gonna act a lot different. And we'll have to change the springs too on the front. Front springs are out of a 6-cylinder Nova, and I'm sure they're not gonna work real well with a big block, so we'll have to get some springs. So So there we go, that stuff's laying down, drying out. It's gonna be a little while. We'll how long is this video? Shit, 15 minutes. Somebody wanted me to show them the Bronco, not here. And they're just having a heart attack. She's like, "You're not gonna sell that Bronco, are you?" Yeah, we're using it so much back here. But I'll give you a quick shout out, a quick look at it. And here's the tires. They're not 38s. She said they're 33s. I don't know. .35s, 35, 12, 50 R, 15 LTs. They're brand new. It's got brand new Skyjacker springs. It's got some urethane bushings under here for the panner bar. It's been dropped down, and it's got urethane bushings in it. It's got the urethane bushings on the trailing arms. That's the Dana 44. It's got a body lift. It's got the drop down plates for the trailing arms. Oh, let me get under here. It's got Flowmasters. Hang on a minute. Flowmasters. It's got some U-bolts that would really need to be replaced, I think. You know, we put some angle plates in there and took the huge blocks out. Used to be blocked up a lot higher. It had 44s on it. We put these tires so we could drive it. What's up, kitty cat? And these Flowmasters are obviously the small ones, you know. You'd have to put some bigger mufflers if you were going to drive it on the street. It wasn't that loud though. And there's the Ford 9-inch. Got a 460 in it. Tranny needs to be installed. The motor has new bearings. We haven't fired it up yet. It's got a Edelbrock intake manifold. It's got an Edelbrock carburetor. Doesn't have headers. Does have dual exhaust though. What else? You got 2 new doors, 2 new fenders, 2 new door panels, a carpet kit. It's got a B&M ratchet shifter in it, you know, like a quarter stick type. Sport comp, autometer, tack, shift light. A few little gauges down there, stereo there, Clarion, some kind of cheap radio there. Roll bar. Got a set of headers for the 390. It's got a brand new vacuum booster here, sitting in there, never installed. It's got a whole bin of rubbers, door rubbers, window rubbers, vent rubbers. There's the carpet kit. It's got racing buckets in it. Could strip this and build the Volkswagen buggy. I don't know. It does have some rust. You know, it's got the rust up there around the windshield. It's got the rust up here above the door. So you'd have to do some metal work, or you'd have to, you know, if you're wanting the mud truck. It just depends. It's a mud truck for sure. So it's got a hitch on it. The quarters are fairly rust free. You know, they're straight, fairly straight. And with the new doors and the new fender, you could probably get it together pretty quick. Does need a windshield. Well, it depends on what you're gonna do. There's the 460. It's got the Ford racing valve covers on it. It's got a HEI style distributor. It's got the Edelbrock carb, aluminum intake manifold. You know, stuff like that. So, there we go. It's got a sticky hinge. Need some Earl. But that's pretty much it. The springs are brand new. And all the hardware, of course, we just bolted all that stuff in. And water boy. What's up? Don't jump. I'll get you water. Yeah, what's up, boy? You're getting old. You gotta be the oldest rabbit in captivity. Alright, so anywho, there it is. It's been windy here. Fence is down. There's a quick shot of the rest of the... This is 64. I don't know what Scooter's gonna do with this, but that's still here. And we got the 67 here, which is repairable, but you know, you'd have to really be ambitious. And then we got the little dune buggy, Meyer Minx, old original dune buggy here, sitting over here rotting. So this thing needs to be blasted and re-gel coated really bad. Tried to prime it, but no, you can't do that. It's gonna have to be sandblasted. All right. Shut this off. That's the tour through the junkyard. As you can see, that's why I need to get rid of all this stuff so I can have a backyard again. Of course, there's the blue car airing out, rotting over there outside. I should probably sell that one too, but Andrew wouldn't let me do that, I don't think. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.